Alright, good day everybody, wherever you are. I'm so happy and I'm so excited to be bringing this to you. It's a very big package from CMRC, Creative Mind Real Concept, and I'm most privileged to be the innovator, the initiator of this program. It is a very big success to bring this to you, Free Success Project 2025. And this year, I am so happy. We have amazing facilitators, persons who are selfless, who are passionate, who are explicit in every ramification of their discipline, and they will blow your mind. So I want you to keep your tabs and start watching these videos and get excellent results and come back to tell us, and we'll rejoice with you. God bless you.
Good day everybody. This is another video on use of English. The last time I was there, we talked about rules of Concord. We talked about some rules, we gave examples. I hope you learned and you still have that in mind. I told you that if you must be good at English language, you have to know the rules and abide by them. Use them when you speak, even in your day-to-day activities beyond passing UTME. Today, we want to talk about question tags. I have realized that they ask questions based on question tags in your UTME. That is why I have come to talk to you about some unconventional rules regarding question tags, which give you an edge over whatever questions they give you under question tags. First of all, you know that talking about question tags, you are concerned mostly with the subject and your verb. That's our concern. When question tags are short questions added to statement for confirmation of what has been said. For instance, you have I have eaten. I have eaten. The question for that to be haven't I? Haven't I? She has gone home. Hasn't she? We can do it. Can't we? All these are basic. You know this by now if you went to secondary school. Of course you did. Now I want to give you, what about if we have some sentences that do not have auxiliary verbs like the has, the can, the will, the things you can easily contract. We talk about contraction, the can't, you understand what I'm saying? What about if we just have sentences with subject and lexical verbs? I'm talking about main verbs that cannot be contracted. For instance, you have a sentence like this: they sound alike. You can't say soundn't they. That's impossible. That's impossible. So what do we do when we have sentences like this? When you have, this is a main verb here. We don't have an auxiliary that we can contract with not. We don't have an auxiliary with this, neither with this. So there are rules regarding this. The rule says that if that sentence contains a plural main verb, a plural main verb is a verb that does not carry an S. A plural main verb is a verb that does not carry an S. Like this sound, sing, come, write, jump. All these ones are plural main verbs. They do not carry S. That's why they are plural in form. Now, when we have a plural verb in a sentence like this, the rule says you use the auxiliary don't. Don't. You use don't. I mean, if that sentence is positive, it is positive because it does not have not. They sound like this is a positive sentence. So you use the negative question tag and you form that by adding don't to the what? To the subject. I'm saying if that verb is a what? Is a plural main verb. So here we have they sound alike. The question that will be what? Yeah, don't they? You're correct. Don't they? That's the question tag you form from this sentence. They sound alike. What about Toby and Tola love each other? Don't they also? Because the verb there is the plural verb, so use don't also. All right. What about a sentence that contains the singular verb? That's the verb that carries an S, of course. He speaks well. He speaks well. What is the question that you can form with from this sentence? He speaks well. The rule says when you have a sentence like that, you are going to use doesn't. You're going to use doesn't for what? For a singular main verb in a sentence. So we have he speaks well. Doesn't he? Doesn't he? Doesn't he? That's the question tag to form from there. She wrote the note. She wrote the note. When you have she wrote the note, we have the past tense form of a verb in that sentence, wrote. The rule says when you have a past tense form of verb like that, you use the verb didn't. Didn't. What you would call didn't, but it is didn't, right? So she wrote the note. Didn't she? Didn't she? So you use this rule for anything that you find under these kinds of sentences. But we have more. From the sentences we have given, we have the subject, we have the verb, we have all of that. What about some sentences that are not really structured in this format? That is, they don't have the subject, or they have some missing parts that might complicate our forming question tags. For instance, we have imperative sentences. That's a statement of command, like come here. How do you form question tag from come here? Just a sentence, come here. They say form the question tag. You don't know the subject, and there is no, and you have the main verb there. So how do you form question tag from imperative sentences? The rule says when you have an imperative sentence like come here, sit down, go out, stand, the conventional rule for this says you would use will you, will you, will you. Some might say will you or would you. They can't give you will you and would you in the same string of options. It would be one of these two. So one of these is correct. Will you or would you? Right? So come here, will you? Sit down, would you? Both are correct, right? So that is the rule concerning an imperative sentence. Now, there's also another imperative sentence, is a statement of command that is all-inclusive, what we call all-inclusive imperative. What do I mean by that? It means the speaker is also including himself in that command. And we know this by the use of let. For instance, they say, let us go. That is an all-inclusive command. I am including myself in the command. I'm not just telling go, I'm saying let us. So I'm commanding myself together with you to go. Now we have that sentence here. We have let us leave now. Let us leave now. So how do you form your question from? Would it be wasn't let? Of course, that's impossible. So the rule says when you have let us or let us command, you form your question tag by having shall plus the subject form of us, which is we. Let us live now, shall we? Let us pray, shall we? So when you find this kind of sentence and you're asked to supply a question tag, remember this rule. It says it is what? Shall we? Thank God you would have options. And this is what makes UTME much simpler, right? So you have options. So from this, you'd find the correct option from the correct answer from the options. Let us live now, shall we? What about this? What is the difference between let us live now and let him go? Let him go. Let us live now. Let us live now, shall we? Let him go. What would the answer be? Let him go. What would the answer be? Or how does that sound to you? Would you say this is also an all-inclusive command? Of course not, because there is no us there. I'm not including myself. Though there is let there, don't let that confuse you. You have to interpret the sentence. Let is a verb that means allow. Allow. So if I say, let him go, you're saying, allow him to go. It's still an imperative sentence. I'm just asking you, I'm commanding you, right, to let somebody go. So when you say, let him go, it is the correct thing to form from that is, will you? Just like we have in come here. Let him go, will you? Because I'm directing the command to you. So that's basically everything, all the unconventional rules regarding question tags. And with this knowledge, if you put it to mind, you'll be able to deal with any questions regarding question tags, and you do excellently well. Yes, I remember that the last time we were talking about okay, I still have about 2 minutes to talk about this. We're talking about Concord. I mentioned notional Concord, that is the one that relates with meaning. Now, I want to quickly give you just an example. I don't want to leave it abstract like that. I want it to be concrete. Now, it talks about meaning. For instance, now we have several several items under this notional concord, but I'll give you one. When you're using measurements, you can use measurements with people, or you can use it with things. For instance, measurement like half or percentage or quarter or 1/3. For instance, you can say 1/3 of this class. Can you see? Or 10% of this class can mean two things. 1/3 of this class or 10% of this class can mean the building, or it can mean the people in the class. For instance, how do you understand that 10% of this class is referring to people, or 10% of this class is referring to the building? It is the kind of main verb used that will tell you, that will give you the cheat code. For instance, if you say 10% of this class dash painted blue, 10% of this class dash painted blue. Of course, you know that we are talking about some part, 10% part of the building, of this class building, has been painted blue. Now, the rule says when measurement is used to talk about things like that, non-living, non-human, right? When it is used to talk about non-human like that, you use the singular verb. So it will be correct to say 10% of this class has been painted, because 10% of this class is not talking about people, it's talking about parts, a part of this building, right? That's one. Please note that somewhere at the back of your brain. Why? Look at this other example. 10% of this class dash making a noise. Dash making a noise. You know that not the building is making a noise. It has to be the people. It has to be the people in the class. So that means in that sentence, you can think, or you can infer that that sentence is talking about people. 10% of the people in this class are or were making a noise. So you can see it's about notion. What notion is that sentence giving you? If you realize it's talking about human beings, you use singular. If you're talking about human beings, you use plural verb. If you're talking about non-living things, you use what? You use the singular verb. You can also read up. There are still other several rules to talk about under Concord. You just have to read up and read better. And I pray that as you read, the Lord grant you the grace for a quick assimilation, and whatever effort you have put into all of this, the Lord will crown your effort with His mercy. And thanks to CMRC for this opportunity and the privilege given to you and me to contribute to this. There wouldn't be you if I'm not here, and there won't be me if you are not listening to this. Thank you so much once again. God bless you. I wish you good success in your exams. My name again is Oladele. Thank you.
Be sure to link up with us and message us and seek out our email. Send us messages for further questions and mentorship after you have seen these videos. I'm very happy to say this again, that it's a time for you to move on and succeed. It's a free success project 2025. Bless you everywhere that you are. Again, my name is Emmanuel Aderoju Adeyemo from Creative Minds Concept.